Hey, what's happening? This is Dwayne, the Halo Griot, and I want to ask a question. Why is it that Top Rank and Manny Pacquiao will not give a rematch to Timothy Bradley Jr.? It's my opinion of this. They won't give the rematch to Bradley because they know that due to the controversy of the first fight, and despite that Manny Pacquiao took an L, that if he were to lose again to Timothy Bradley, and this time convincingly, because you have to admit, though a lot of people saw the fight one way, the judges saw another fight take place, and they were ringside. And I think Timothy Bradley figured out and concocted the anecdote to beating Manny Pacquiao, that if he were to then put that into practice, that you might see Manny Pacquiao take a convincing loss. It would suddenly disqualify Pacquiao from not only the rankings in the top 5, but, this is top 5 pound for pound I'm talking, but it would also take him out of reach of being able to possibly have a fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. Another thing I want to talk about in that respect, since we've made this shift here to talking about Floyd, is why is it that you have Top Rank pushing this fight with Marquez, a 4th fight, but they're all over ESPN, they're in all the newspapers, magazines, and everything, talking about Floyd. I really think that Manny's getting ahead of himself, especially when he fed in. You saw him on First Take, with the sunglasses, and, Skip Bayless, him asking if he thinks that, if Manny believes that Floyd's afraid. I think that he really needs to focus on Manuel Marquez. It's it is disrespectful for him to already be looking ahead with the man sitting right next to him. Obviously, Marquez has gotten better with every fight, and I think that if he were to go back far enough and actually look at some tape, who knows, maybe Bob Arum and Top Rank, because they're both licensed under Top Rank, is not in interest of really preparing and scouting Marquez the way that he should to beat his cash cow in Pacquiao. But yeah, I think that's a new one. Cash Cow Pacquiao. I think that if you go back and look far enough at enough Pacquiao tape, you'll see that his weakness is the gut shot. I really think that if Marquez were to utilize the counterpunch like he did in their 3rd fight and really just body shot and pot shot Pacquiao, that you'll see Manny crumple over. But Top Rank is not. They're not. I really don't think that these days they really care about giving top fights. They just care about making as much money as possible. And that's evident when, right before Floyd went to jail, November of 2011, when Floyd called up Manny, and there was all this talk about, oh, we need to heal the cut and everything else, and then January, February, March, April, May, June, 6 months to heal the cut. Okay. Or we need a bigger venue and everything else. What Top Rank was really saying was, we need to make as much money as possible. Okay. That's understandable. Bob Arum wants to get his dough, and I really don't know about these negotiations that they're talking about with the money team and Top Rank. I don't know how much of a cut Freddie Roach and Manny Pacquiao and Bob Arum, how they divide that pie, what they've decided on, but I do know that the $1 to 41 peso exchange rate gives Manny Pacquiao more than enough money, if not one of the richest, if not the richest person in that country. Who knows? I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if you're from the Philippines. But a $1 to 41 peso exchange rate, that puts, that would put a $20 million purse at somewhere within the hundreds of millions of dollars, or hundreds of millions of pesos. And I don't know how much it costs. What is it? My guess is it probably costs somewhere 50,000 to 50,000 pesos or $50,000. I don't know how much the equivalent of $50,000 to buy a house in the Philippines. I don't know. Like I said, if you're from the Philippines and you know the 1 to 41 exchange rate and what the average cost is, if how much money that will put in someone's pocket, I'm guessing it's about 800 million pesos. I don't know, roughly. But at the end of the day, my point is, I think that Cash Cow Pacquiao needs to put his focus on beating Marquez. And even if he does beat Marquez, I think then he still shouldn't get a fight with Mayweather. Because first of all, Mayweather's gonna by the end of this year, I'm sure, lock down the month of May. I mean, May he does that May Day, May 5th, or somewhere in the month of May. He typically takes a fight once a year during that month. Um, During that period of time between the end of the year and June of 2013, Manny needs to go ahead and fight somebody like a Canelo Alvarez. He needs to fight Matisse or Peterson if Peterson can pass a drug test, or a Garcia. Hell, even Amir Khan is there. Go ahead and not only that, but win a belt, Manny. If you really want to be able to step up and fight the pound for pound best fighter in the world, you really should step into the ring with a belt. You had that opportunity last year. The negotiations fell through. You guys slept on yourselves, and then you turn around and then took this loss to Bradley, and Floyd ended up beating Cotto. I really didn't care to see the Cotto fight. I mean, they said it was a good fight. But personally, I think that Cotto's pretty much done. He's got this one fight coming up. I can't remember the guy. I don't know who the guy is that he's fighting. I remember reading about it last week, but I've dismissed him. I don't care anymore. Cotto's probably, after that fight, then he's pretty much probably just done. And rightly so. He's getting up there in age. Same thing with Marquez. Marquez is 37 years old. After this fight, he should be done. Hang him up, dude. You don't want to end up like Freddie Roach. I know I wouldn't. And finally, the thing I want to speak about is the people and the fans of Pacquiao that are saying that Floyd Mayweather is a coward. Larry Merchant put it best. Floyd Mayweather is not afraid of Manny Pacquiao. Floyd Mayweather is afraid of losing. And rightly so, because he's never lost. He's gotten to where he is because of his undefeated record. I think that Mayweather fears that if he were to take a 1 in the L column, then suddenly his marketability would and his stock would fall completely off the board. All right, there's a certain bit of paranoia, and I think that it's wrong because the best fighters, even the best fighters, take losses. I remember when Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, and I was heartbroken. But had Mike not gone to prison, he probably would still be, the impetuous boxer that he was back in his prime. He likely wouldn't have taken all these L's. He said it himself. All these other heavyweights, guys like Vander Holyfield or Michael Moore or even guys like Frank Bruno or Lennox Lewis, they probably wouldn't have gotten to the top rankings had Mike Tyson never gone to prison. And but then, like I said, the best fighters, it's not uncommon for them to take a loss, and they usually, with their confidence level, they bounce back. Roger Mayweather has said before that you have to believe in yourself, and I think that applies to Floyd Jr. So taking an L is sure. You don't have Floyd Mayweather doesn't have the endorsement deals that Manny Pacquiao. He's got these endorsement deals. Plus, Manny has his congressman and politics career to fall back on, and he's got his terrible music career, his karaoke singing career to fall back on. Maybe that's why he locked up with 50 Cent. It's ridiculous, but that's some money. That's a draw. People are going to pay money to see that. I'm not going to be one of them, but somebody out there is. So, Manny can turn around, even let's say he loses to Juan Manuel Marquez, and he decides that, he could jump ship like Amir Khan did and leave Freddie Roach in Top Rank. Who knows? But he at least still has a foundation to fall back on. But Floyd Mayweather doesn't have that because in the United States, Floyd Mayweather's own homeland, people don't like his cocky, brash, confident attitude, which I think is ridiculous because, ever since the days of Jack Johnson, boxers have been about throwing around money, women, cars, talking themselves up in this motivated method of just seeing oneself as invincible because you spend months on months building yourself up in order to be broken down in the ring. I just wanted to get some of this off of my chest, some of things swirling around in my head about the boxing world. So give me your response, leave your comments, subscribe, and I want to thank you for watching my video. I'm Dwayne the Halo Grillo. I hope that the month of October is finding you well, and stay tuned for more videos, and we'll talk soon. Peace.